So welcome to this lecture 7 part 2, and here we will try to do transient circuit analysis of RC circuit. Before going to rigorous analysis of RC circuit, we'll try to first intuitively analyze this circuit, okay, RC circuit here. So if you see this circuit, this is a voltage source here, and this is the voltage source here, and then switch here which closes at time t equal to 0, and this is a resistance, and there is a capacitor. So let us see first that capacitor has to charge as soon as the switch closes, okay, because the current would as soon as the switch is closed, the current will start flowing into the circuit and will start charging the capacitor. Initially the capacitor, before throwing the circuit or just before throwing the switch on, the capacitor charge would be 0. So Q on the capacitor would be equal to 0, and that says that voltage across it should also be equal to 0. So in that case, capacitor at that time is basically having Vc equal to 0, and that is equivalent to having a short circuit, isn't it? And that gives you an idea, as soon as the switch is closed, since Vc is equal to 0, the current rushes into the circuit, and the amount of current at that time, exactly at that instant at t equal to 0, the current will be not decided anything by C, but it will be decided only by V by R. So the current must be V by R as soon as at time t equal to 0, of course. At time t equal to 0, it will start V by R, and then the as soon as the current starts flowing, the circuit, the capacitor would start charging, and since the charge was 0, it will start charging from 0 to a particular value. Up to what value can it charge? It can only charge up to a value C, because beyond C, if it charges, the current has to flow opposite, okay, because this becomes larger, this voltage across the capacitor becomes larger in that case, okay. So if it cannot go beyond B, because as soon as it goes beyond B, this voltage becomes the other voltage source becomes lesser, and the current has to flow. So there is a equilibrium is only achieved when the capacitor charges up to V. So let us try to plot the charge on the capacitor, that is Vc. It starts from 0, and we know that it can charge up to Vc, not Vc, rather V, up to V. So that is the up to what time it will be, that is the amount of voltage it will gather, and it will charge up to point V. Now we don't know it will be charging this way to V, or it will be charging this way to V, or it will be charging this way, but we know its starting point and the end point of this capacitor charging, okay. For now, we'll just assume that it charges in this way, a smooth way it charges and reaches to point V. Now what happens to the current flowing? Current I. So current also at time t equal to 0, we know how much it should be at time t equal to 0. So at time t equal to 0, as I told you, the voltage, the current, this would be a short circuit. So the current here should be equal to V by R at t equal to 0. V equal to 0, V by R. And in this way, it will start from V by R, and as the capacitor starts charging, what will happen is the voltage across the capacitor will start increasing, and that will have the difference between this voltage and the capacitor voltage lowers, and the current actually starts decreasing, and it will decrease up to a point when the current ceases to flow, because this will charge up to point, this capacitor would charge up to point V. So that is what we are assuming intuitively, that the circuit should behave in this way. Now we'll go for a rigorous analysis and try to see that can that rigorous analysis give us similar answers. So here we have this one. a circuit, RC circuit, and same circuit here, and let us try to write KVL for this circuit. So KVL for this circuit is, if you see at time t equal to 0, V is connected, IR is the current, and V is the amount of capacitor flowing into amount of capacitor voltage, and that should be equal to 0. So this is KVL equation for this particular circuit. And now I can put the value of I as C dVc by dt. This we have seen why it will be so. And when you put this in the circuit, you get this as your equation, V minus RC dVc by dt. So this is first order differential equation. We also derived it in the earlier lecture for a circuit. So any kind of a RC circuit will have similar kind of equations. And now if you see, we are trying to solve this first order differential equation, which is equivalent to this. Okay, so now we are seeing how to solve it. So this is basically the procedure, and we are integrating this part, and after integrating we get this, and this is plus k. Okay, integration, and this is plus k is the what you call constant of integration. And you can find this constant of integration k by putting the values at time t equal to 0. So as soon as time t equal to 0 is there, you can put time t equal to 0 here and find the value of k. So at time t equal to 0, you also have Vc equal to 0. Okay, so voltage before switching the capacitor was uncharged, no charge was there, and that's why Vc equal to 0 at t equal to 0, and that gives you k equal to log V if you solve this equation. And putting that value of k into the equation, now we have this, and then we can solve this one, and finally we get the voltage across the capacitor to be this. So Vc, okay, so if you draw this Vc, so when t is equal to 0, put t equal to 0, and that point the voltage Vc would be equal to 0, and at t equal to very high value, or say infinite value, you get it is equal to V, so it will reach up to this point, not beyond this, and in between it is rising exponentially up to that value. So this we could not actually know what it is, but we knew at least this point and this point from our intuitive analysis. And similarly, the current I is basically the derivative of Vc, that this is a relationship in a capacitor, CdVc by dt, and then I can calculate the value of I. So we saw that at time t equal to 0, okay, this is V by R. So initially capacitor acts like a short circuit, and then this is how it actually at time t equal to infinity, it actually reduces to 0. So this is how it reduces. So we are not knowing how it will rise to that point or how it will go down to that point, but we knew this pi and this point and this point and this point through our intuitive analysis. Okay, then. So as this is how we can apply mathematical analysis to a RC circuit and get the values of voltages and currents. Now if you see here, this was Vc and this we got, and if you see the value of Vc, this rise, the slope actually depends on the value of Rc. Okay, t is actually time, and all it depends to reach that value V depends on the value of Rc. Similarly, the current also, the fall of current also depends on the slope value of Rc. So this Rc actually decides when the circuit is said to be in transient state, because that slope only decides when the circuit will reach this point, that is when there is no dependence on time, that means in steady state. Okay, this Rc itself decides. So Rc is in fact called a kind of a time constant for this circuit, because it decides that when the steady state in the circuit will be reached. Okay. Now, if you have a situation in which this capacitor at time t equal to 0, the charge was not 0 but the capacitor was pre-charged. That means somehow we have put a charge capacitor was there, so a charge q was already there on it, and since q was already there on it, there must be a voltage Vc0 associated with it, which is equal to Cv0. So capacitor C is the capacitance. So that relation is always there. So let us see what happens, how to solve the circuit if you have the capacitor pre-charged. So no matter how the circuit, what the conditions are, as far as the KVL equations are considered, are there, you write the same set of KVL equations. Okay, so these are the KVL equation you can again write, because only the thing is the charges are there, but we have to write only this equation, and the amount of charges etc. will come when we start calculating the constants for the solution. Anyway, so I am starting the solution from right from the point this. Okay, after solving that particular integral, that is differential equation, you get this, and at t equal to 0 we have to find the value of k. Okay, and at t is equal to 0, the value of k at time t equal to 0, the value across Vc, the capacitor voltage, was Vc0, because that was actually pre-charged. Okay, the capacitor charge was there. So actually Vc across the capacitor was Vc0. Okay, so now at that time the value of k becomes this much. So now we put the value of k as this much. Earlier, since Vc was 0, 0, it was only log V here. Okay, so here what we have is the equations, and again we solve taking only the value of k different. In a similar fashion we can get this kind of solution. So Vc comes out to be this, and if you want to separate out, this is the condition. This part came because of pre-charging of the capacitor, and this part is obviously there, which is there when there is no pre-charge or charging of the capacitor. So that clearly shows that how that kind of pre-charged capacitor this. But here also, if you note one thing, this RC comes again. So this RC is very characteristic of any RC circuit, and the capacitor voltage can be calculated using in this fashion. Okay, so if it is pre-charged, then this, otherwise this. So a general expression for V can be written in this form. You can always put this equation in this form. Okay, and value of A and B are to be calculated at t equal to 0 and t is equal to infinity. So in steady state and transient state, what are the values of A and B? By putting this, you can calculate the values of A, B. So Vc can be put as equal to A plus B e raised to power minus t by RC, and you can evaluate the value of A and B at t is equal to infinity and t is equal to 0. So that is a general expression we can derive for any RC circuit having this pre-charged or uncharged capacitor. So now the important part from this, that is the time constant. So if you see, I can put t is equal to RC here. Okay, and that is what is time constant. What do we mean by time constant here is, it is if you see the rate of rise of capacitor voltage, okay, then I can calculate this. So if you find the rate of rise of capacitor voltage is this way, V by tau e raised to power t by t. So rate is not a constant rate, it is also changing because it is exponential rise. So rate of rise would also change exponentially. But the important thing is, since it is always changing, we have to make a certain value for that. So what we do is, at time t equal to 0, we see what is the rate of change. And time t equal to 0, by putting t equal to 0, you can specialize this, that is V by tau. That means if at this point we are calculating the dVc by dt. Okay, this is Vc. So at this point, that is at 0 point, t equal to 0, we are trying to find the slope, and that is v by tau. And if the voltage continues to increase at that same rate, okay, then it will reach to point v, this final point v, in 1 tau, that is 1 time constant. So that is the amount of time, that is how the time constant is defined. It is defined at the initial rate, okay, and in the initial rate, that will decide how fast it is going to be, okay. So let us see in actual sense, in 1 time constant, what is the amount of voltage achieved. So actual voltage Vc at time t can be calculated by putting this v into 1 minus e raised to power t by tau. So t and tau is equal to t is equal to tau, so that comes out to be e raised to power minus 1, and this is the amount of voltage we have. V is missing, so 63% of the final voltage it reaches. So sometimes tau in practical sense is defined based on how much, that is whatever, if the if the circuit reaches 63% of the final voltage it has to reach, then that is the time constant of that particular circuit. So sometimes it may be defined this way, and practically it has importance because this can be calculated practically for a circuit.